Hey guys, Mauro here. They say that money brings out your real personality, the person that you really are, your character, your values, your morals. How many times have we heard of people that they become rich and they change? How many times? I don't know if it ever happened to you. I had a really good close friend of mine that he ended up doing well for a while, doing well in the on soap operas in Mexico, and he became a very different person. I mean, we were really good friends. For a while we were very close friends, and from that moment on, pretty much just things went south, and I mean, it happens. You probably know someone that their family has, all of a sudden they can inherit money, or some way somehow they start doing better. It can be a friend, it can be someone in the family. Sometimes it's not necessarily money, but sometimes they can just start doing better, and quality of life starts improving for them, and they change. Some of them, they stay the same. They can stay humble. Some of them get a little bit, they can get a little bit too full of themselves. I believe that it's not money that really brings the real you. I don't think it's money that really shows your real personality. I think it's just when you do in better in at anything in life. I think it's just the fact that when you do better at anything, and the quality of your life starts getting better, when you start having a more enjoyable life for whatever reason, and you start seeing yourself probably in a more privileged position than other people, and that's when some people can change. So you want to make sure I think that is one thing, that is a good point to think about, to reflect about what would happen to you if all of a sudden you can even think about yourself. Sometimes it can be very very little things. Just you're probably in school, and it turns out that all of a sudden you start being more dedicated to study more hours, and then you start doing better in class, and it turns out that probably you end up being one of the best students in your class, and you can see things different, and you can become one of the best athletes in your team, or you can become, I mean, it's just being more privileged for whatever reason. And sometimes I even speak for my personal experience. Sometimes you just require a little bit better that you can do, and you find yourself in a little more privileged position than a lot of people around, or even just a few, and your head can start, if you're not very clear about your values, about your morals, about the things that you value in every person. I would say, if you're not very clear in your head about your respect for other, not only people but animals as well, it's very easy to start having kind of stupid ideas in your head, thinking that you start thinking that you're better. Doesn't mean that all the people, they see him and they take him and they adopt them, but it's very easy even when you reject them, but sometimes that kind of goes through your head. But you just gotta have the personality. You gotta have you gotta be built as a kind of person that says, you know what, I'm not gonna let that get on to my head. It's very important to reflect about that, because you never know when you find yourself in that situation. It's the way you react to that situation is something that is gonna say a lot about you, especially that's gonna speak tons about you to other people. So pay attention how you're reacting when you find yourself more privileged, in a more privileged position than other people. And when I'm talking about other people, I'm talking about, it can be even people that are not from your same country, or people that live in your country but they're not from they're aliens, let's say. They're immigrants. I've been talking about when you travel and you go to other countries, and it's very common to think, oh my God, these guys do this thing like this, and these guys do the thing like that, and that's different from the way we do it in the U.S. And sometimes we can think that we do things the best way, the way we do things are better than the rest of the world, and that's, of course, I don't have to tell you that's not right. That's not true necessarily, and that's not right. And I see that very often nowadays, the people letting their privilege position get to their heads, because privilege can mean that even for people that have the minimum wage, sometimes you can compare to other people that they don't live in the same conditions as the people from the minimum wage. And even when you see the news, you see people in other countries, and that can get to your head. It's very important to have that formation that says, that teach you that it's the foundation of your persona, trying to stay humble, trying to value the things that you have, but you still stay, you want to be still ambitious to get better. Nothing wrong with having tons of money. I think that everybody should strive and try to make a lot of money, because simply just makes life easier. But do not let things, either material or not, get to your head and make you think that you are better than other people. You start losing ground, and that's gonna, and as well, I mean, I can say that backfires usually. That everything that we do, guys, remember, everything we do is gonna backfire. Is gonna come back to you. It's either gonna come back as good, or it's gonna come back as bad. One thing I can tell you is, if you think that you're better than most people, if you let things get to your head and you think that you're superior and you're better, well, you're gonna be, that can be a rude awakening when reality shows up. So think about that. Whenever the day shows up that you find yourself in that position, you want to be ready to receive it the right way. Okay. All right, guys. Well, that's it for today. That's just something that I wanted to let you know. I hope I can make you think about it, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.